For me, I think the biggest thing that football taught me was how to overcome adversity.
At some point in your life, you're going to have some tough times.
You have to have that next play mentality.
That cohesiveness and that working together, that's really something special that you can't get in a lot of other areas.
When you practice that and you live that in other phases of your life, it becomes second nature because all you know how to do is fight.
It's not an easy game. If it were easy, everyone would do it.
You start to appreciate the smaller contributions that people make. You don't just look at the big one because you knew it took 6 or 7 other guys who are unsung.
And you can't take shortcuts and be successful.
Doing what they do to make it possible for the guy getting the press clippings or whatever it might be.
In this game, whether it's as a coach or a player.
So I would certainly say that you definitely got a very quick lesson in how to overcome adversity playing football.
First, let's start with some keys to victory for both teams in this ball game. Looking at the Washington Redskins, they have to establish the run game early. I think this could help out Kirk Cousins and his offense as a whole if they can get some semblance of balance going with their offensive attack. And I think it starts by establishing the run early. Again, the yards may not matter, but the attempts have to be there. And Kirk Cousins has to make tight window throws this week versus the New York Giants, who love to get up on the receivers and press and cause all kind of disruptions to your timing, to your route running. And if Kirk Cousins can't make these tight window throws, they could struggle. And also you look at the big matchup that everyone will want to see, Josh Norman shadowing Odell Beckham. He said he'll follow Odell Beckham across the formation except in the slot. So if I'm the Giants, which ties it to my point, first point for the Giants in this game, heavy bunch and cluster sets where you have Odell Beckham in the slot matched up against someone else other than Josh Norman. Now, obviously, you don't want to do that the entire game. You want to move him around, but I would go heavy bunch, heavy cluster. One, you get him off of Josh Norman, and also you force those Redskins corners and safeties to communicate effectively and pass guys off. And defensively, it's about pressing on the corners like they did all season, like they've done all season long, and that throws off the timing of the passing game and also forces the quarterback to hold the football just a tad bit too long to where that defensive line can apply pressure. And the other thing I like about the Giants that they have to continue to emphasize is special teams play. A blocked field goal ended up costing them or winning them the game last week versus New Orleans, and big plays in that department could help them out versus the Redskins.
It's all about taking away the Giants' passing game if you're the Washington Redskins. And one thing that Washington does well is apply pressure. They do have guys on the outside that can cause problems or throw off the timing of this Giants passing attack. I'm going to show you how they can get pressure, but also staying aggressive on the corners, getting Eli Manning to hold the football just a tad bit too long. So what we're going to do is get double B gap pressure on the weak side. So we're going to have this 5 technique occupy the offensive tackle. So that way we can send this outside backer free. He's rushing. What we're going to do is walk these 2 backers up. So now Eli Manning thinks, oh, it's an all-out blitz. They're going to send 7 or at least 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the 7th guy being walked up over this tight end. But what we're going to do with this guy here, he's going to get a good bump. He's dropping back in the zone responsibility. At the snap of the ball, he's dropping back in zone responsibility. So we're not sending front side pressure. We're only going to send this 5 technique up his gap right here, that C gap. And what we're going to do with this nose tackle, he's going to occupy, wait for this backer to clear because he's shooting the B gap, and he's going to go right behind him. So you're going to get double B gap pressure on the weak side. Cover 2, man up, stay inside here. Force these guys to go down the sideline. You're going to take away the short route. He's not going to go weak side because there's 3 guys coming weak side. Your combo covering the tight end here on the strong side or banjo covering, if you want to call it. And you have these corners on taking inside position, forcing these guys to go outside. So this is a tough situation for a quarterback to be in. He's going to have to get rid of the ball to one of these backs, which will, again, be ideally suited for what the Redskins want to do. They don't want the football to go deep down the field. They want it to go short so that way they can rally up, make the tackle, and get off the field. The New York Giants have to find ways to get the running game going this week versus the Washington Redskins. And I do like what they have in the backfield with a guy in Shane Vereen, who I think gives defenses fits because he's a little quick in and out of the hole and also gives you a threat in the passing game. And show you how they can get creative in the running game by utilizing him on a lead play with the tight end. Show you what we're talking about here. We're going to have Will Tye flexed, just detached from the line of scrimmage. We're going to have a 2 tight end set. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this inside gut play with the illusion of an end around with, let's say this is Sterling Shepard here. or it could be Odell Beckham, but we'll put Beckham right there at the top of this cluster set. So defense sees bunch, they see double tight end set, they're going to think running game, but we want to get creative to where we can attack this aggressive 3-4 defense with the run. So I'm going to show you how it can be done by utilizing this Will Ty, the tight end, on a lead play with the end around coming around. So what we're going to do on the backside, we're going to have this tight end work up to try to block this safety. This guy, you don't have to worry about blocking because he's going to take himself out of the play with the in around illusion. So you want to block here, want to block up, going to have the center block. Boom. So we're going to get a good combo block there on the center. We're going to have this tackle kick out this 5 technique. And what you want to do to, obviously you got a lead block on that backer, but what you want to do is run this guy here on the short end around motion. As the cadence starts to wind down, bring him in that motion. He's going to come around. That's going to hold this weak side backer at bay. We're running the ball right there at the snap of the football. Hand it off, fake the end around illusion. Will Ty steps in, leads on that backer. Beckham here to try to get that backer blocked. So running right there, run the daylight. That's how you block that up. So again, it's not hard at all. It's about just getting creative and getting your quick guy, Shane Vereen, on the second level quickly while getting a double team on his nose, getting him out of the way, leading Will Ty in the hole on a backer. It's best that he blocks a backer as opposed to blocking a defensive lineman. So I think this is a good play to run if you're the New York Giants and you're trying to get creative in your running game.
Tight end Jordan Reed will be the biggest X factor in this game. If you're the Redskins, you want the Giants to defend every blade of grass, worry about every quadrant of the field. And I think that starts by getting the tight end involved in this offense, working the middle of the field, opens things up on the outside for those wide receivers. So again, Jordan Reed, getting him going early could be beneficial for the Redskins. And for the Giants in this game, I look at Jason Pierre-Paul being the biggest X factor. They're going to have to get pressure on Kirk Cousins. Can't allow him to sit back there and dink and dunk his way down the field. And if Pierre-Paul can have some success early, it's going to frustrate Cousins. He's going to start to see phantom pressure, and that ball will come out quickly, and that way the Giants can rally up and make the tackle. I like the Giants in this ball game. I think they match up extremely well versus the Washington Redskins. You look at their cornerbacks. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie is a guy that can be moved around the formation. Eli Apple's playing strong as a rookie, and Janoris Jenkins is still doing his thing out there on an island. So I do think the Giants are versatile enough to match up versus the many different sets they'll see from the Redskins. And offensively speaking, they'll have their big play opportunities deep down the field, and we'll see that ideal matchup that we want to see. I think you'll see the Giants take full advantage of that later on in the game.